Hey guys, and welcome back to the HobbyDude 007 channel. Have a shop card shout out, a show shout out, and a little bit of a bench update for something I'm probably going to get on around the first of the year, maybe a little before. We'll just see how things are going with a couple other projects. So let's get into it. First up, guys, got a shop card shout out to our buddy Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop. What an awesome channel. He's from Montana. I was offered before I retired a position in Billings, Montana. Beautiful country, but it was just too close to retirement to be shifting around. But awesome channel. If you're not familiar, head over and check out Joe's channel. Big Sky Model Workshop. He's got a video. He's got a lot of great videos on there, guys, but he did one, I think it was about a week ago, on getting started in the hobby. If you're coming back into the hobby or getting a kid into it, how to do it inexpensively for around 30 bucks actually. And he shows what paint to start with that's inexpensive, how to buy the model kits on sale, whether it's Hobby Lobby or Walmart, how to do that. Tools, Harbor Freight. You know how I love Harbor Freight, and man, he's had some great stuff there too. So for around 30 bucks, if everybody ought to go over and check it out, because I learned something new every day. Wouldn't have it any other way. And we learn from each other as content creators and as model builders all the time. But go check out Joe's channel. Some awesome stuff on there. Not only the buys, but some great build information too. Joe also, like myself, has a background in racing. And check this out. This is a Sport Compact class, the IMCA. And I've got me an autographed card. How about that? Joe, thank you very much. I will be putting that up, and the kind words on the back of your shop card there too. And got a couple of great looking stickers. Check that out. These will go in my sticker stash, so when I get my wall in the new shop up, these are going to be posted proudly. So Joe, thank you very much. Thank you for all you're doing for the hobby as well. Next up, let me get this kid out of the way a minute. Show shout out for the Hope It Don't Snow show that is coming up in January, on January the 18th. Oops, I'm sorry guys. January the 18th in Spartanburg, South Carolina at the 4 Points by Sheridan. This is an awesome new venue this year for the club, and I've checked it out. This venue is awesome. As you can see here, you've got a special room rate of $89. And let me tell you, for this hotel, that is a deal. This is quite a place. As always, the club puts on a really class show. You can download this brochure, by the way, off of their Facebook page or the website. It's the SCMA, South Carolina Modelers Association. And January the 18th, as I said. Yeah, January the 18th, as I said. There's your map, directions. Once you get into Spartanburg, it's easy to get to, right off of Business 85. But some great looking stuff. The themes for this year is, of course, Mustangs and Porsche. So if you have either one for the themes, you jump right in. You got a lot of other categories as well. You got your top 10 awards. Always a good show, always some great vendors. So be sure you get that on your calendar if you're in the Southeast. It's worth the trip. Now, I'd mentioned in my last video that I was thinking about doing that very first model I ever built. I've talked about this a couple of times over the years. And this Green Hornet, one that I built with my dad back in the late 1960s, and well, actually the early 1960s, 1963 to be exact. This kit's been around since the late 50s. I think it was 59, and I just had to have this one when I saw it. And Dad had always told me he would, when I got a certain age, he'd let me build one, and he'd build it with me. And that's what we did. And I've collected several of these, and I've been gifted one at the Atlanta show. And after doing the phone booth, which was a gift, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a couple of them. As I get a break, as I'm working on the USAC build as well as back on the Mustang, I think as paint's drying in between stuff, I'm going to do this one first, but I'm going to do it old school. Let's put it that way. This one, simplistic kit, I think there's 40 parts to it. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me do this first. I'm going to do this old school. So, I am going to be building this kit with tube glue, with a toothpick, the way my dad taught me to do it, so you didn't get too much glue. Tube glue with a toothpick. 400 sandpaper. Didn't have an X-Acto back then, but he showed me how to lay the sprue down, and we used a razor blade to cut it off, and then took the sandpaper and cleaned any edging off. Now, I had a lot of flat spots when I was growing up with these things, but we're going to be using the old school razor blade. He did let me paint, and it was those old cheap brushes. So when I went by the hobby shop, I just picked up a packet. I think this was kind of like the one that I used. But we're going to be painting with a brush, and we used 4 colors. For the fan belt, flat black, Tester's bottle paints. The engine block, he let me paint it, brush paint it gloss red. I remember this stuff, guys, because I was so proud of it. Of course, when I played with it, I tore it all to pieces, had to glue it back together 100 times. The trim on the interior and the seat, white. I wanted to do it as close to it as I could. And some silver. And those were the 4 paints that I used, the old school paintbrush. And I'm even going to clean the paintbrush with the same type of material I used back then, and that was simply gasoline. So, and I don't know, these new brushes, I don't know if this is going to withstand the well, I guess it will. We're going to find out anyway. But I'm using all the old school stuff. Like I said, the tube glue, the toothpick, the 400 grit sandpaper, the razor blade, and that's it. I'm going to build it using only what was available and what we used back when we built it in 1963. Then, down the road a little bit, I will be building one with more, let's just say, the technology of the day, and to display in a display case together. I think that'll look pretty cool. But anyway, I think this is going to be fun. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put all of this stuff in this box. And I'm going to put it on the credenza behind me here. And we will be getting on that a little bit, and we will be decaling it, because once I learned how to decal, you know how as kids you want to use every decal in there. Well, I didn't quite do that, but I did use the Green Hornet decal on the door, the little thing on the cowl, and I had to have the face on the grill cover there. So there were a few things about it that I remembered that I know are going to be fun to just have around again. I'll do it a lot cleaner, even though I'm using all of this, probably cleaner than the one I did as a kid, but at the same time, I'm not going to make it into a glue bomb, but something to remember. So, that's it for the moment, guys. Got a few other videos in the works. You know, I'd mentioned I wasn't going to do the final on the Lumina until after Atlanta, and when I was unboxing it, putting it in a case, it had a mishap, like right out of my hand, so I'm doing a little bit of patchwork on it. I mean, it didn't hurt it. There was 2 pieces inside that came loose, so I'm having to redo those. But it's not that big a deal. It really didn't hurt it because it didn't go far, and I got a hold of it, so it's fine. But I have that to do. let's see. I've got a couple of how-tos I talked to some folks about. I want to try to get into as well. I can't remember. There was something else I was going to share with you. I wanted to do a video on too. Oh, and I've got a couple of sessions of Now That's Cool that are in the works as well. Still doing some cleanup after Helene. Now that we're back from Atlanta, I've got some help on a couple of things in the far back 40 of the farm that we're working on. So that's taken a little bit of time away from the workbench. But you know what? That's life, guys. These things happen. Guys, truly appreciate you and love you. God bless, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.